Hello and welcome to Tech Pop Boom with your hosts, Scott and Brandon. I'm Scott.
And I'm Brandon.
Today we're going to start the show off with Brandon's breakdown, where he'll go over a few stories dealing with technology and he'll give us 2 cents about them. Then we'll move on to Scott's suggestions, where I'll recommend a few things that I like and hope to pass along your way. However, before we begin, we'd like to remind you to check us out at techpopboom.com, as well as our Facebook and Google Plus pages. For Facebook and Google Plus fans, please do a search on Tech Pop Boom. We'll post links to everything we talk about on the show. We're currently working on adding our podcast to iTunes. However, until that happens, you can find our RSS feed at the top of these sites I just mentioned. Just type the link into your podcast app and our show will automatically download whenever a new episode is available. So, without any further ado, let's start the show. What's on your mind, Brandon?
Oh, hello, everyone. Well, today, I just basically have a kind of a little problem because my phone, it's time for me to get a new one because my USB plug-in here is kind of wobbly. So I guess you can say that if my USB plug stops working, I can't charge my phone.
Yeah,
really. So I have to decide on which phone I want. That's what this podcast, or my part, is going to be about. I want to say maybe about 3 weeks ago, they announced the M1, the HTC One, M9, and the Galaxy 6. And then I was thinking about the Nexus 6. Okay, and I have my little doubts about the Nexus 6. Only because of the fact that I cannot do a 6-inch phone. I just...
Yeah, that's a big phone to carry around. I even think the Galaxy phones, those are pretty big. They're bigger than the iPhones even. I think those are a little bit too big.
Yeah.
So I think a 6-inch would be, I think it's too big myself.
I can't do a 6-inch phone. It's like, okay, I looked at it, and I'm like, there's no way. I mean, now we're getting back to phones not able to fit into your pocket. And I mean, the specs are okay. I like the specs. I mean, here's the specs, okay? The specs for this is for the Nexus 6, okay? Or Nexus X, it's called. This one has a 5.96-inch display, multi-touch, of course. It has Gorilla Glass 3, okay, so if I if I can't scratch it. And it has a quad-core 2.7, okay, that's pretty good. It has NFC.
And what phone is this? This is the Galaxy?
Oh, no, this is the Nexus 6. And
Nexus 6, okay.
Yeah, it has a 13 megapixel camera, okay. And then it has, all the other, Android 5.0, Lollipop, okay. I have that on my phone now. And it has 3 gigs in RAM, which I applaud, okay. So, I mean, this would be the phone I would get. But
if it weren't 6 inches.
If it wasn't 6 inches. That's what stops me. And everybody says, well, get the Motorola X. And I look at that, and it's like, well, the specs are even lower. So I don't know. It's like I sit there and go, okay, well, this would be an okay phone, but wasn't for 6 inches. So then they announced the HTC One and the Galaxy 6. Okay. Now, this phone...
Well, hold on. Before you go any further, you had talked a while ago about that one phone that Google's making where you basically make your own phone.
Oh, Era.
Is that available yet or no?
No. That's still in process of being worked on. So
okay.
I would wait. Now, if there was a true date for that phone, I would wait.
Yeah.
If this thing broke, I would try to figure out some way to use one of my old phones on Sprint before that phone came, because I would actually get that phone, but I don't know if it's going to come out or not, and I don't know when this one's going to die. So,
So, anyways, Galaxy 6.
No, the Galaxy 6. Yes, Galaxy 6. Okay, so I was thinking of the Galaxy 6. Now, I'm not a Samsung fan, and the reason for this is, I've had Samsung phones when they were like dumb phones too, and when they became smartphones, they always burned me. I mean, it seemed like they never get updates, and it seems like they abandon their customers. Once you get the phone, and then a new Android update comes out, you have to cross your fingers and hope to God that they put it on your phone, which a lot of them don't. And then you're stuck at whatever version you bought while everybody else is getting, updates. It's like, then it's either you go buy a new phone or you try to modify it, you know. And,
right.
And you know, then you gotta, and then if it doesn't work and you accidentally mess up your phone, then you better hope you have service on it, because you gotta have to go.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut
Oh,
off.
no, go ahead.
I keep hearing good things about that Galaxy 6, though. I mean, I've heard people say that the battery life is supposed to be better. It's supposed to charge quicker, and the battery life is supposed to be longer. It's supposed to be pretty powerful. And none of that does anything for you?
Well, you know what? Actually, HTC One has a better battery. Only the Galaxy X has only a 2,600 milliamp, as to where the HTC One 9 has 2,840 milliamp. Now, the only bad thing is, doing this podcast now, I don't know when you guys listen to it, if the benchmarks come out. If the benchmarks come out, then on the next podcast, I'll totally would make my decision. I mean, I would actually say, okay, this is the phone I'm going to get, this is why. But because the benchmarks are not out yet, because it's such a new phone, it was only announced, like, I don't know, 2 weeks ago. Here are the specs for the HTC One. Okay. 5-inch full HD display. Okay, 1080p. It has Lollipop with Sense. Okay, now this has an octa-core, so it's an 8-core phone, not a quad-core. It has 8 cores.
And what phone are you talking about right now?
This is the HTC One. This is the M9, the like 2 versions up of mine. So
so what do you have right now?
I have the M7, HTC One M7.
And M9 is not out yet?
Yeah, it's not out yet. No. It's supposed to be out in April, May, sometime around then.
Okay.
So I'm hoping, hopefully on Sprint, I'm hoping. I know AT&T said they're going to have it, but Sprint hasn't said anything about the HTC One yet. But it has 3 gigs, 32 gigabytes in RAM and space, you know, and then it has a micro SD card, which is great. And it has a 20 megapixel camera, which I could care less about the 20 megapixel camera. I could care less about the camera. I'm just not a picture person.
Right.
I just don't do pictures. And then it also has as I said earlier, a 2,840 milliamp battery. Now, I like my HTC One. Okay, you know, I just like it. I like that they give updates. Like, they have the 90-day advantage on that phone, where in 90 days after they get Android comes out, I get it.
You have HTC now.
Yeah.
I mean, that's probably your best bet. You're not a Samsung guy. You never had any Galaxy. Have you ever even had a Galaxy phone at all?
No. Well, yeah, I had the Galaxy One. Oh, wait until I get into that story. But go ahead. Wait until I get into that. I had the first one.
Samsung. Yeah. You don't want to go with the Edge.
But look at if you see, I'll post this on our Facebook, of course. But look at this phone, though. Look how nice this Galaxy. I mean, the reason I never liked the Galaxy phones, is because of the fact that they looked They didn't look plasticky. They didn't look very good, you know, to me, right?
Right.
But my HTC One looked nice. I mean, it has the aluminum. It looked like the build quality was wonderful in this. And that's why I went. I spent now between the Galaxy, I forgot what version. I think it was the Galaxy 3 and my phone was the HTC One, and I spent I picked between these two phones, and I sat there for maybe an hour and a half in that Sprint store looking at do I want this phone and do I want this phone? And I finally decided as I picked it up, I'm like, you know what? This has speakers, you know, like full speakers, Adobe Sound speakers, and on the next version, the M9 is going to be Adobe Sound. But it's so you can listen to your music without having headphones, and it doesn't sound crappy. It actually, even on my version, sounds pretty good.
Wow.
You know? So
Good.
I mean, and then here we go. We're back to the Galaxy 6. I'm sorry. So here we go. We got here's the specs for the Galaxy S6, We got, of course, the 5.1 Quad HD display, So it's a better display than the HTC One. And it has Lollipop with TouchWiz. Ooh, okay. I'll get into that in a second. The 64-bit octa-core, So it has the same 8 cores, but it has a different type of processor. Is it Eidos? I can't pronounce that. Eidos processor. Oh well, you'll see it on the Facebook. Now it has 3 gigabytes in RAM, and then they offer for storage capacity. They offer 32, 60, 64 gigabytes, and 128. So and it has now this one has a fingerprint scanner, like your phone.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, HTC does not.
Which, I tell you, I'm not really impressed with the fingerprint scanner on my phone. Although, that being said, I have an OtterBox case on my iPhone, and on the OtterBox, the part where you would scan your fingerprint has like a little plastic cover, because it's part of the screen, So I don't know if maybe that's why I have issues with it, or just because it doesn't work very well. But I don't really use it because it's more of a pain in the butt at this point.
It is. So let me ask you: you would rather put your code in than to put the?
I do put my. Not that I'd rather. I do because
you do.
I mean, I put my finger down on like 3 or 4 times, and finally it's like, you know what? I give up. I really don't even use it anymore. I just I do my code.
Really? Wow! I thought you'd have been fingerprint scanning like crazy.
Well, that's the thing. All my fingers are scanned, but the damn thing doesn't work very well.
No, okay. You must not have any fingerprints. Shoot, you know how many crimes you could commit? Perfect crime right here. Yep. So, anyway, and also it has a 2,600 milliamp battery. Here's my dilemma. Okay, I've had the HTC One for a while, and I love this phone. Okay. But when I look at that Galaxy, and I look at that phone, and look at how I mean, they basically redid this phone. I mean, it's not as crappy as the last, 5 versions for it. So when I see this phone, I'm like, oh my God, I just can't. Especially the Edge. The Edge one is even looking, I'm like, oh man. I mean, but I'm not a Galaxy fan. If this phone was built by HTC, no questions asked. I wouldn't be in this dilemma right now. I'd be like, you know what? That's the phone I'm getting. Screw it. You know what? I'm putting a pre-order right now. But I'm serious. I would be clicking the pre-order button. Because you can pre-order this phone on Sprint. You can't pre-order the HTC One for some reason. I don't know.
Okay.
But, Then I go back to the Nexus again. Because, my whole dilemma of this whole thing, I like the newest version of Android on my phones. That's the thing, is that I want my, like you iPhone people, I'm in awe when you guys all get the update at the same time. And I think I talked about this on like 2 podcasts ago. I'm like, well, like everyone gets their update at the same time. You can download it right at that moment, right after they announce it, like 2 weeks. You get it. Yeah. Where they announced it in September, and I am just now getting it in February.
Oh, that's crazy. Oh, that would drive me nuts. That would drive me absolutely nuts.
And here's the worst part. It depends on the manufacturer if you get it or not. So the Galaxy, we'll say the Galaxy 4, and we'll say the Galaxy 3. Guess what? They're not getting 5.0. They're still stuck on, I guess, 4.2.
Are they not able to download the latest?
No, they just don't offer it anymore. Samsung likes to abandon people. This is why I don't like Samsung, because Samsung likes to. They build a phone, and then they go on to the next. They go on to the next phone. They're not even thinking about your phone. They could care. I mean, because they already got your money, and they're hoping that you, in 2 years, they're hoping that you see Android 5.0 and go get another phone. So what's the advantage for them for you to update that software on that phone?
Yeah.
There's no advantage for it. So why would they do it? But HTC kind of went in a different way. They said, okay, look, loyalty is going to be our thing. So what we're going to do is 90 days up to 2 years. Okay, which mine has almost hit the 2-year mark, so I don't know if I'll get the next version of Android on my phone. But after 2 years, we will give you the newest version of Android. Will always be on your phone.
I thought you said you already had the latest version.
Oh, I do. Yeah. I mean, the next one after this. I don't know. Android LM. I don't know.
Brandon, I think you should just abandon the search. To me, it sounds like your best bet is going to be the HTC.
You
was
think
it 9?
So? Yeah, the M9?
Everything said, the M9, if it comes out in April, just wait another month. And you already have the HTC. I mean, you're an Android guy.
Well, yeah.
You just said, I think the Galaxy 6, it looks cool, but you don't like Samsung, so...
So you think I should? So you think my dilemma should be... Maybe I should put a poll on our Facebook page.
Yeah, and all 3 people who listen to the podcast can answer.
Yeah, no, we'll get to see. Yeah, hey, 3 votes are better than no votes. And plus, it's a tiebreaker.
Let's let the crickets decide.
Yeah, we'll let the crickets decide. Yeah, what phone should I get? I mean, but think about this though. Since we're only the 3 people that listen to us, but think about this. If I put this on my Facebook and I don't tell exactly what it is, and I say listen to our podcast to see exactly what I'm talking about, then they got to talk about it. They got to listen to this podcast in order to vote.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah.
There goes my dilemma there. Oh, sorry.
Well, I say you already have the HTC.
Okay, there is another dilemma in here. Sprint so far have not announced the M9.
Well, then you were to Sprint. You already discussed your how slow it was. I think it's time. Make the change. Go with. Listen, you have disposable income. You're a single guy. Go to Verizon.
Hell no! On the hog, man. Hell no! That's a way and give my disposable income to Verizon. I'd rather give it to AT&T.
You could have the fastest internet on your phone. You'd be on top of the mountaintop.
Yes, I would.
Rocking. Yeah.
And then you know what? And then once I get that bill, then then a whole crash to the mountain will be there.
Well, yeah. But you have a hell of a phone.
Yeah, I would have a hell of a phone, a hell of a speed. That's true, but I'll pay for it in the end. I'll tell you that.
Yes, you will.
So that's my dilemma.
So that's
with my
the
phone.
phones.
Yeah. And then also I wanted to add Comcast on HBO Go on PS4. Okay, they finally got HBO Go. They finally on the PlayStation 4, and yet Comcast is blocking it.
Yeah, this drove me nuts because I have a Roku, as I mentioned in the past, and I'm
yeah. See, you can hear the anger in his voice right now, everyone.
Right. Roku has HBO, but if you're a Comcast customer, you couldn't watch it on Roku.
They mentioned that in this article.
So it drove me nuts.
Yeah.
So finally, within the last couple of months, they finally opened it up so Roku can finally, and I love it. I can actually watch, I guess the reason why I'm kind of stuttering and stopping is because I'm not a Comcast customer.
Right.
However, I do know someone that is.
Yeah.
And they're nice enough to let me use their identification.
Yeah.
So my cable company is actually on there, but I'm not going to pay $15 a month for HBO.
Yeah.
How my buddy, they do. So through him, I'm able to watch HBO, and it was just aggravating because all these cable companies were out there except for Comcast. And I don't know why Comcast does that. I mean, these guys, they make so much money. I mean, my God, it's just so stupid. And as far as HBO, they're going to have this new, this new HBO? It's going to be available next month.
Yeah.
So you can, so anyone, it's like a Netflix kind of a thing. It's supposed to be like $15.
Yeah,
well, they're saying it's going to be $15 a month. And you can basically watch it on any device, any streaming device, tablet or phone or anything.
Yeah.
But $15 a month for HBO only. I mean, for $15 a month, they should add some more shows. They should open up the movie catalog. Because I tell you what, $15 a month. I mean, unless you're really desperate to watch Game of Thrones or something for a month, I could see doing it for a month or two, just until Game of Thrones is done, just to be able to watch it. And then stop it. But I tell you, $15 a month is a lot of money to pay for HBO.
It is a lot. Yeah. Hey, how much is it for just if you get it on your TV? I mean, I'm just curious because.
That's a very good point. I think it's $15 on through the cable companies too.
Ooh, okay, wow, damn.
I think that's why they're doing that. Is because if they made it cheaper, then people who pay for it on the cable companies like, why am I paying $15 a month to the cable service? I could just pay $8 or whatever it is and just, have it this way, But so I think that's why they're doing it that way. But I mean,
what? You might have hit on something, because maybe they could have made it cheaper, and they said, and maybe Comcast and all the cable companies just got angry and said, no, you can't make this cheaper, and maybe they had to go $15,
Well, they haven't announced it yet, so I mean, nothing's official until it's official. But that's what I had heard, that they're going to charge $15. And like I say, I can see paying $15 a month for the 2 or 3 months of Game of Thrones, but I mean, that's a lot of money to pay. It really is.
That is a lot of money. My mom has hers.
Do you use her ID?
You know what? I pay for HBO, actually. It's in my package.
Oh, you do? I didn't know that.
Yeah. So, I mean, but I don't know if I was going to keep it or not. But yes, I do
so
pay
do you
for
have
HBO.
Do you have Comcast?
Yes, I have Comcast, yes.
So do you actually have Xfinity?
Yes. I have Xfinity, yeah.
So if my contact falls through, then I can always use yours then.
Yeah, you could probably use your. Yep, you can probably use mine if I'm not using it.
It's good to know people who have Comcast.
Yeah, but I only have one. I have HBO, and that's it. I mean,
that's all I need.
That's
all I would need.
Because Showtime and all of them, I don't have. I mean, I have my mom has hers, but I don't have Showtime, so or Stars or anything like that. So, I mean,
yeah.
So yeah, that sucks for them. I mean, this just makes me angry, because you pay Comcast money, and yet they block your stuff like that, so you can't stream. I mean, what's the point? I just don't get it. That's why I put this article. I'm like, I've heard they always do this, and it's always them that's doing this. I mean, they even did this with the Amazon Fire TV for a while. You know, they were messing with that.
If I was a Comcast customer, I would give two craps about being able to stream it on a wireless device, because although I guess if I wanted to watch it somewhere else other than the house, if I wanted to watch it on my phone or my tablet, burdensome. But I mean, if I'm paying for HBO, if I paid $50 a month to have HBO, I could watch it on my TV at home. So whether it worked on my tablet or not, it would suck. But so be it.
Yeah, but there's no choices. I can't move Comcast. I could probably for UVerse, but UVerse I heard is slow around here.
No, I don't know. I've heard mixed things about AT&T UVerse.
Yeah, I mean, so I have no choice. I really, it's either Comcast or not, and that's what I don't like. I don't have any choices to stream anything. It just that's why I put this article, so we can for our streaming part.
Right. Well, I'm looking at your show notes, Brandon, and I see there's 2 stories missing from your subjects here.
Oh, is there?
You failed to mention the net neutrality issue thing that just was passed.
You know what? And
the most important story that I'm very upset that you didn't have in the show notes, which is the Apple event coming up this week.
Yeah, well, I deleted that one. But the net neutrality one, I was actually, because I had already mentioned it on a podcast. I mean, it passed. So okay. I mean, that's a developing story. I mean, and they're fighting, of course. The Republicans are fighting against it, and now that they, which I'm trying not to get involved, because this is not a political show.
I would tune out and fall asleep.
Yeah, you fall asleep. So I thought, well, I'm not going to bore Scott about the whole political thing, but I mean, I think that this is great. I mean, we could not do this podcast without net neutrality, because then, our connection would be, you would be dropping off every 5 seconds, man. Yeah.
So is this official now? So
it's official.
Cable companies can't, like Comcast, they can't lower their internet speeds for people, using Netflix or whatever.
Yep. Nope.
Downloading torrents or whatever they want to do.
Yep. And wireless people cannot do it either.
So if they offer, 15 megs, they have to give 15 megs. They can't lower it or,
they can't just say, this website you get 15 megs, and then this website you get 10.
Well, that's good. That's a good thing. That's a great thing.
I mean, yeah, that's what they wanted. It's like, so,
Yeah.
like if Google, see, here's the thing is about this whole net neutrality thing is that you're already paying money to your provider, right? To give you the 15 megabits, okay? Okay.
Yeah. That's
So,
what we
okay.
have, yeah.
So then so the website. Okay, so our website, okay. So I'm paying them money to host the website. So I'm already paying them money. Okay. So that's two things I'm paying for. Now they want to add another one to tell me how fast I want to go. So I'm paying three. It's like, how many people do you have to pay to do a fucking website?
The language, Brandon.
I
Oh,
know.
my goodness, language.
I know. Shoot, we might have to edit that out. No, I'm not editing that out. I mean, seriously, how many people you have to pay to do a website? You know?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, man. So that's why I'm glad this passed, because, I mean, now everyone's still back on the equal footing. I mean, now I can go and I can make my web company, which, I'm not, but I can go and I don't have to pay off Comcast, so people my videos won't be able to stream or something like that, you know? So, yeah. So, I was going to say, go ahead. I was going to say, you can go on, but...
So the Apple event, any interest in that? Any, if you want to add any 2 cents?
Well, I will add my, I will talk about it in our podcast, but not really. I'm not an Apple fanboy. I could care less about Apple.
Well, as an Apple fanboy, I will say that I would love if they mentioned anything about the Apple TV, but I don't think I'm pretty sure that they won't. I think they're still going to be working with other. I think it's frustrating because Sling TV is doing what Apple TV should have already started. They should be, Apple TV should be doing what Sling TV is doing. It should be a la carte, and Apple should be on top of it. But they're dragging their feet, or I don't know. So that's aggravating. But I wish they'd do an Apple TV. One thing I keep hearing about is this streaming music. I guess they're going to get rid of Beats and they're just going to transfer it to like Apple streaming service. I heard it's going to be like maybe $8 a month, and there won't be any kind of free tier. I don't know. These were all rumors, but I would love if they announced any kind of Apple streaming service. That would be cool. But other than that, the watch really does not interest me. I keep hearing these prices and. It goes from $400 to like I heard a gold diamond watch for $5,000.
Yeah,
I just that's just. But shut up. That's just
didn't they already announce the Apple Watch? Why are we announcing this again?
That's the thing. They announced it. Whenever October, November, whenever the hell it was. They announced it, saying, "Hey, the Apple Watch," but it didn't. They said it wasn't going to be out until the 2015 third quarter. They said early 2015. So now that it's out, they have to announce. Basically, when they announced it was kind of in beta. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they just kind of said it's coming. And this is what it looks like, and this is kind of some of the things. This is how it's going to work. But now that it's actually here, they improved on the idea what they originally had. And I mean, honestly, I don't know, Brandon, because I don't have it, and I really don't have any interest in it. So I guess we'll have to wait and see what they have to say.
Yeah, what I don't get is I mean, they announced it and they said, here's the Apple Watch, everybody. We're not going to tell you anything about it. And then now they're announcing it again. I mean, what? I'm like, by the time they announce,
they're not announcing. Well, they're not announcing. They're not announcing it again. They've already announced it. They're just going to go over, I guess, all the all the stuff it can do. The battery life and the operating system and, so on and so forth.
Oh, okay. Well, I have no interest in it either, because I'll get me an Android watch.
I'll keep my Casio. I could care less. Okay. But your Google, not your TV, but your Apple TV, I might look at. I mean, if they did it that way, like the a la carte way, I might look into that. Even though I'm not an Apple fanboy, I would give it at least 2 looks. That's what they need to do. They need to get on it, but I think it's going to be a little bit longer of a wait before they do that.
Yeah, they've dragged their heels for so long already that I don't think that thing's coming out. I think they're gonna move on.
Well, I'm sure it'll come out. It's just, how much longer are you gonna take? My God, get on it.
Yeah, I know what you mean. But other than that, I have no Apple. I mean, because that event to me is kind of like seeing what the enemy is doing type of event. I got to see what the enemy's up to, so I watch it for that. I mean, other than that, I could care. I mean, if I didn't know they were like stubborn about their stuff, I mean, I would probably. I don't know. Maybe I give it a look, like the Android events. The Android events, I look at those too, but that's only because I'm like, ooh, I can see what phone I'm going to get next. Apple, I have no desire to get any of their shit, so I just go past and I go, oh, wow, there's an this is what the iPhone is going to look like. Yeah, okay, whatever. On to the next thing.
Alrighty, let's move on to the next subject here.
Yeah, and that's it for me. It's all yours, man. Go ahead.
I just have a few things, and then we'll get into our. We're going to talk about some streaming shows on Amazon. We talked about last week, or not last week, on the last episode. But before we get into that, I wanted to mention that I bought a new book. It's I've actually bought the ebook, but it's in paperback and however you want to do it. It's by David Pogue. David Pogue is he's on Yahoo. I don't know. He's the head honcho on YahooTech.com. And I really like David Pogue. He's kind of funny, but the book is called Pogue's Basics: Essential Tips and Shortcuts That No One Bothers to Tell You for Simplifying the Technology in Your Life.
Oh, you definitely need that book. Go ahead.
It's actually pretty good. I got it because just a lot of tips and tricks for typing and for your phone, for your tablet, and it also talks about Windows. It talks about Android. It talks about Mac. It covers the whole spectrum. I haven't finished the whole thing. It's got a lot of cool, interesting things in there. Just things I didn't know, just little things. It's not a real hard read. If you're interested in just little tips, check it out. It's David Pogue. It's basically called Pogue's Basics. So look it up. And also check him out at YahooTech.com. He's pretty funny. Yeah. And then the next thing I have, I didn't even post a link for this on the show notes, Brian, so we'll have to look it up.
Okay.
But there is, as far as the music, this will be the music segment. There's a band, or it's actually a guy. He released an album sometime last year. His name is Steve Conte. Steve Conte is a guitar player. He was in the band. He played guitar with Michael Monroe, who used to be in Hanoi Rocks, and he was also, I guess, he played in the New York Dolls. But Steve Conte has an album called Steve Conte NYC, and oh my God, this album is so good. There's a song called "Where's the DJ?" That's the link I'm going to post. We're going to throw it up on our Facebook page and all that good stuff. So check out Steve Conte NYC. Look it up on YouTube. It was a Pledge Music exclusive. I didn't get it with the Pledge Music. I got it another way. But Steve Conte NYC, it's a great album. I mean, it's 10 songs the entire album. Sometimes you get down, you like one or two songs, you like a few songs, you like parts of this one. But this one, every single song, it's just a solid album through and through. And this is another guy that, you don't hear about. A lot of people, you mentioned Steve Conte, who the hell is that? And this guy should be a household name. It's great. Okay, so that's my music. And I must be coming down with a cold because my voice sounds kind of funny, but whatever.
Uh-oh.
Oh, are you there?
Oh, I'm here. I was going to say, you're getting cold. It's not, hopefully it's not mine.
That's why we skipped last week, because Brandon had a cold last week. That's why we skipped it.
Yeah,
okay, so Brandon, let's talk about some Amazon shows.
Okay.
We talked about a few of them last time. You mentioned them. But, so which ones have you watched? Which ones have you liked?
Okay, so I will start with Mozart in the Jungle. We mentioned this in our last podcast, and I hadn't seen it. I only saw the very first episode of it. Okay?
Yeah.
So I went through that whole show and watched the whole thing. Okay? So I will have to say, without spoiling the whole thing, oh, by the way, Mozart in the Jungle is about a girl who wants to play for the New York Symphony. You know, her dream was to play for the New York Symphony, and she goes through all this whole thing and battled, whatever, just to do this, you know. And I liked it. I got to admit, I see why they picked it up. I see why they picked it up. You're right. It was my type of movie.
The show. I like Mozart the Jungle. Mozart the Jungle, for me, the pilot episode, in my opinion, was better than the run of the entire show, of the entire series. After the first pilot episode, I thought, it looked good. I could kind of see it going in certain places. I had kind of an idea where it was going to go and what it was going to do, and it wasn't bad. And it's worth seeing. I mean, if you have Amazon Prime, check it out. But it's not as good as I was hoping it was going to be. And I didn't like the way it ended. I thought the last episode, this is it. This is
yeah. I didn't like the way it ended.
I didn't like it. Yeah.
No, I think they could have ended that differently. I mean, I just was like, oh, well, okay. I wish we should have a spoiler alert on here because I totally want to talk about the ending because he plays in the orchestra and then the other guy comes back. It's like, what?
I agree. I really thought that was lame.
Yeah, I just was like, oh man, this could have ended better. You are right. I didn't like that ending very well. I liked it up to until that part, and then I was like, okay. But now, another show, Man in the High Castle. I watched
this one. I liked.
Yes, this one I liked.
Man in the High Castle. It's a glimpse into an alternative history of North America. What life after World War II would have been like if the Nazis would have won the war. And this one, I tell you what, I really liked it. This is one of the ones I like to go back and watch it again. And the thing that upsets me about this is when it eventually comes out, are available to watch, it'll more than likely only be 10 episodes. It's probably going to be every bit of a year or whoever knows how long. And I have to wait. All I get is 10 episodes. I want to be able to watch 20 episodes. I want to to me, this was really, really good.
Yeah, this was really good.
I have a feeling you don't agree with me, but I like this show a lot.
No. I agree with you. No, this was really good. I totally agree with you. I am 100%. I watched that and I was like, oh man, you mean to tell me I gotta wait? But then you told me that this was picked up, and I was like, okay, I can wait. I can wait for this one. Okay, I can do it. But I liked how. You didn't. Oh shoot! I don't want to say more. I liked how the ending of that episode, where you didn't know. I mean, all throughout that he was actually on the other side. Okay, without giving too much. You know
what? I watched the show once, and it's been a while, so I totally don't even remember what you're talking about.
Okay.
As far as the ending.
Yeah, as far as the ending, but I thought. Yeah, this was amazing. I thought it was great how Japan had the West Coast, and then Germany had the East Coast. Yeah. And then you had the middle, the band where it was the neutral zone. Okay, and I thought that was like very creative because I was like, yeah, you know what? If they had not turned around after Pearl Harbor and just kept on going, the Japanese, they could have taken this whole country because they already took down most of the art. I mean, they could have kept on going and they would have probably be speaking Japanese right now, but they turned around.
One of the things I liked, one of the scenes I liked in that show was the one scene with the guy driving the truck. It's been so long since I've seen it, but I think he got a flat tire or something, and he was hauling, and it was in the cop come to get him, and the cop was a Nazi cop.
Yeah.
And then they're standing out there, they're talking, and all the ashes started to come down.
Yeah.
And one guy says, hey, what is that? And he says, oh, yeah, well, they're burning bodies.
Yeah, they burn the old, and the people are a drain on their society.
Yeah, I thought that was crazy.
I was like, oh my God, that's what made me just go, oh my God, wow.
That's a great, and this show is based on a book, in which I don't know, I don't know anything about. I just, I only know this from Amazon. But, anyone who, might be interested in that, check it out.
You probably didn't think I was going to like it, but I liked it.
I did not.
I liked it. I liked it a lot.
So what's the next one you watched?
So the next one was Mad Dogs. Okay.
Mad Dogs. Well, Mad Dogs. It's a show about a group of guys who travel to Belize to see an old friend when things take an unexpectedly dark turn.
Yes.
So, what are your thoughts?
My thoughts. I actually like that show. I can't wait for that one either. That's another one I can't wait for. Because
Mad Dogs, I did not like. And I got to be honest, I really wanted to turn it off. This is a show that I didn't like. It's just a simple concept. There's nothing to it. There's no character development. There's just these guys. They go to Belize with their friend. Their friend's really wishy-washy. You have no idea what's going on. And it just stretches. I mean, it seems like they just were stretching time to get through this hour. And then by the end of the show, I'm thinking, what in the living hell is going on with this show?
Right.
And to be honest, I felt bad for the actors in this show. The guy from The Sopranos, Michael Imperioli, he's in it.
Yeah.
I don't know the rest of the guys' names, but I know their faces. I'm thinking, these are kind of somewhat, popular guys. This show's not any good. And they picked it up for a full season. So I'm sure I'll watch it because I watched this one, and I like the ending. The ending of this, the pilot, is almost turns into like a gangster, kind of an ending. And I like gangster shows, so maybe who knows? Maybe it'll turn into a bloody, gangster thing.
Yeah, I mean, well, see, for me, I liked it because I liked the ending about the whole entire thing. Left the camera on the boat. Oh, wait, whoops. I should have said that. Sorry, spoiler alert. We're just going to have to do a spoiler alert. Screw it.
Yes, no listening anyway. So
I know. Yeah, it's only going to be, 3 people. That's right. You're going to be listening to that.
Right.
But,
yeah,
okay. So you know what? I thought the cool part was the camera on the boat. I actually really said, "Oh, okay, that was clever," because now they're screwed because they can't leave with that camera on that boat.
The one thing about the show, the only thing I liked about the show was the ending when what happened, and then they're kind of forced to the ending. I kind of like the ending of that show, but that's really all I like. But it took every bit. The show is about a 60-minute episode. I tell you what, it took every bit of 60 minutes for that show to be somewhat interesting. I did this for me. This wasn't very good.
You don't think it was very good? Okay.
No.
Okay. See, like me, I enjoyed it. I could have watched probably a couple more episodes of that. So I mean, maybe because I don't know. Maybe because I like shows like that, not movies, but shows like that. So I mean, they're like open ended. So maybe because you got to remember, I don't know if you remember the very 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 beginning of it, where they're dressed up. I don't know, their faces are all painted and stuff like that. The very 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 beginning when it first comes on.
I don't remember that.
Okay. So it's open ended because they never went back to that part. So I'm thinking they're gonna try to go back to get that boat. And things are going to happen while they're on their way getting that boat, or trying to get to the boat. To get the camera.
I do know what you're talking about now. Yes, I know exactly what you're talking about. Where they're running all over the place in the fields and stuff. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I would watch this show. This is a Brandon thumb up. Thumbs up for Brandon. The one show I did like that they didn't add to a full season was a show called Cocked. That has you did not watch it?
I did not. Now that I know what it's called, let me put that on my list.
We don't have to get into talking about it, but it may not even be available. I don't know. But it was just about a family who I think it was 2 brothers who they owned guns. It was like Smith and Wesson, but this guy, 2 different families who had their own gun companies. It was almost reminded me of like the TV show Dallas, but instead of oil, it was guns, and it took place in the South. And I liked it. I thought it was a good show, but it didn't get picked up, so be it.
Oh. Now, what did you think about New Yorker Presents?
I tell you what, I watched a couple minutes of it, and I turned it off.
Okay.
I don't really get into any kind of, maybe, I don't know, maybe it'll get better. Maybe, I didn't have any interest in it, you know?
Okay.
The concept, I guess was pretty neat because they had like a little bit of everything, I guess, but I'm not even gonna lie. I wasn't interested, and I didn't give it the time of day.
It is a news show. I mean, if you're not a news show person,
I'm not. I don't care about the news. I don't care about that kind of stuff.
It would have, you would probably turned off. Like me, I thought it was very interesting. I really thought. I was like, okay, I could do this show but I like on HBO Vice. I like that's my favorite show, Vice, by the way, on HBO. You know, and then Bill Maher. Oh, it's a news show made by Bill Maher. But they have you could probably watch them all on HBO Go. But they do all different stories. It's like the real news from, like the stuff that the mainstream news doesn't do. So, Bill Maher produces it, but it comes on after a show because I watch a show too. But,
cool.
But this one you have to see because this one was a special report. So this one was like a special one. It hasn't come out. It was supposed to come out yesterday, but this one was on cancer. Okay, and he tells you the reason why he did this one first was because that they are so close to finding a cure for cancer. It's not funny. I mean, literally. I mean, you should watch the show because people would say, "Oh no, we'll never find a cure for cancer." But dude,
wouldn't that be amazing?
Dude, they're so. If after you watch this, there is hope. I mean, not hope. They're very close to it.
It's on HBO. Yeah. It's called Vice.
Vice. Yeah. Okay. Vice. That is a wonderful news show. But it's kind of like this. New Yorker Presents. New Yorker Presents is kind of like Vice. So since I like that show, this one I could watch again. I could watch definitely.
So New Yorker for me was a thumbs down, thumbs up for Brandon. Yep. Any other shows that you watched?
Bach.
There's called Bosch.
B-O-S.
B-O-S-C-H.
Yeah,
Bosch.
Bosch.
That was Bosch. I don't know.
Did you watch it?
I never even finished the first pilot episode. First of all, I'm not a big fan of detective or police shows because there's just an overwhelming amount of these types of shows, and I just can't stand it. This show, to me, it just seemed like more of the same.
Okay.
Nothing. I didn't finish the entire show. You explained it to me, and it sounded somewhat interesting. But I just don't know if I want to dedicate myself to 10 episodes of a cop and
he has
a detective. I didn't have any interest. It's thumbs down from me on this one.
I mean, he has problems, but I enjoyed it. I did enjoy it because at the very beginning I felt like Scott. Oh my God, another cop show. I don't want to do another cop show. But I was sick, so I was like, well, I'm not doing my podcast today. So I stayed in my bed with my Kindle and I watched every single one. I mean, straight through without getting up. And for my weekend, and for the whole weekend, for Friday and Saturday, and at the when you start getting to the middle of it, that's when it starts getting good. When you start to get to the crazy guy who goes and starts killing people for fun and try to get back at him because he feels like he shows some type of connection with him, which he does. Which do I want to spoil it or not? So when he starts doing that, and then Bosch is now trying to stop this guy, and he feels he feels like he has to, even though he's been suspended, and even though it's not his case, because he's like, you know what? No, I got to stop this guy because this guy's now doing this to piss me off, and now I'm responsible for all these people that are dying just because he's trying to get back at me. So it's I mean, I'm gonna tell you, the ending is pretty good. I could see a second season of this, but I didn't like the only thing I didn't like was the beginning was slow. It didn't get to, I mean, because there's like too many things going on. I think that's what happened to you, Scott, is you were stuck on the kid dying and them trying to find the bones up in the hill, you know what I mean, and them trying to figure out who killed the kid, and then he also has that case. Then there's this case. So it's kind of like you have to there's two cases going on at the same time, and you're kind of going, okay, wait, what case is it on? Wait, this one is going with this, and then, it kind of gets confusing, but then it kind of ties up when you get closer to like episode 8, 9, 10, you know?
Yeah.
So, I liked it. That gives a Brandon's thumb up. I did watch it and did like it, especially when it got past episode 5. I'm going to say 4 or 5. Then I was like, okay. But
there you go.
I enjoyed that. But see, I'm not a cop show person either. But I enjoyed it. So, well,
there's another show on Netflix that debuted yesterday called The Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt. But you don't have Netflix.
No,
it's a Tina Fey type of show. I think she produces it. She doesn't star in it. And so far, it seems okay. I was hoping it'd be more like 30 Rock, but it's not. But it's not bad. It's fun, but it's not as good as I had hoped it would be. I haven't even finished watching it, but so far it's okay.
Let me ask you a question. Okay, I wrote this question on show notes, and I wonder if you thought about it. What shows would you think I'd like on Netflix if I went and got it?
What's that show I told you about? Black, what's it called?
Black, because that's my dilemma right now. Is do I...
Well, dude, get it free for a month. Just sign up. The first month is free.
Okay, I got a question about that now. If I go and I get it for a month, now can I watch all... Because that... Okay,
yeah.
let's... So I
free
can
for
watch...
a month. Everything is free. Everything is free for a month. Everything.
Everything. So they don't say, okay, well, you only get this many episodes to watch and that's it.
No. For a month, you can go nuts. Enjoy it. And then if you like it, then you pay for next month.
And how? Yeah. Okay. I'm still debating it. I might surprise you next podcast. Because I do want to see some of these shows that you've been talking about.
Take a look at it.
Yeah, you've been bugging me for I don't know how long to get it. Forever. Since Netflix started. Okay, you guys, you've been bugging me. So okay, and now what science fiction shows? How come there are no science fiction shows on any of these streaming? I swear I've went through every single one to figure out, because I'm a science fiction person. I love science fiction books. I love science fiction everything. I love Back to the Future. I love Star Trek, Star Wars. Yep. Yeah, well, okay. But it's still good. But when I go and I look, there are hardly any science fiction stuff on there. And I'm just curious on if you knew why or what shows am I missing out there that...
So let's put a cork on that one, and we'll get back to that on the next podcast.
Okay, next podcast.
I'll do some research, because off the top of my head, I can't think of anything.
Because I looked.
But I'll see if I can find something.
Okay. So I looked. So those are the questions I had, actually. Was like, hey, I mean, since you stream a lot, well, I don't know. Do you have anything? Or?
That's all I got. I got to wind things up anyway. I got to get some couple things done. But I think I covered out everything I have on my end.
Me too. I just got one more thing. Once my tax money comes, I will move our podcast over to the website part, and so I can have them host it, and then I can put it on iTunes and Stitcher and all that stuff. So that's why I haven't done it yet.
Cool.
So I haven't done that yet. So for everybody who's still listening to this podcast at the end, don't worry. I'm going to, trust me, I'm working on that whole entire hosting thing. It's just that I got to pay for it, and I got to move my files over and all that crap like that. But that's really it for me. That's all I just wanted to say.
Well, that's all I got. So until next time, Brandon, we will see you on Tech Pop Boom. Go to techpopboom.com. Go to Facebook. Go to Google+. Check us out.
Yep, and all the stories that we said will be posted on there. So
awesome.
Okay. Peace, everybody.
Peace, everybody.